Hey yo, what's up everybody? Thank you for joining me here at FinTV123. I really do appreciate that. This is August 19th in the year of our Lord 2025. Thank you for joining me here at FinTV123. Right away, I do want to give you a reminder. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Twitch Prime, I'm the guy that deserves that membership. Give me your Prime Twitch membership. I deserve it. This one-man business right here. So yeah, thanks for joining me here at FinTV123. We already have our first comment here on the stream. So don't forget, you can check out this live on Twitch. So follow me on Twitch if you don't want to miss it and join the discussion. If not, you're going to catch the replay on YouTube or TikTok where I put the clips out. So we got Eitso asking, do I like fighting games? Have I seen the trailer for Lucy from Cyberpunk Edge Runners and Guilty Gear Strive? You know I have. It looks amazing. I do like fighting games. So I'm the kind of fighting game person that, like, my best fighting game is Super Smash Brothers. That's my best fighting game, but I'd say my second best is either Guilty Gear Strive or like Mortal Kombat. Probably Mortal Kombat and then Guilty Gear Strive, and then after all that, Street Fighter. But yeah, I'm a huge fan of Cyberpunk Edge Runners. It's actually one of my favorite animes, of course, and I think it's really cool that they're adding Lucy to Guilty Gear Strive. Pretty hyped. Looking good now. Thank you very much, Moist. I really do appreciate that. Thanks for joining me here at Fin TV. Let's get into it, y'all, with story number 1. This is coming from... We're covering the new Kirby Air Riders Direct, and I'm getting this story directly from... This is coming from Ash Parrish over at The Verge. Kirby Air Riders... So I'm doing a new thing where I'm going to put the audio of like the video that I'm playing. I had to put it low though, so it doesn't overpower what I'm saying. Let me know if I get the audio levels correct, you guys. It can't be overpowering me. That's right, Daddy Sakurai. That's right, Eitso. That is exactly right. So yeah, let me rewind this a little bit. Kirby Air Riders glides onto the Switch 2 in November. Today, Nintendo offered a luxurious 45-minute... from the top. Kirby Air Riders glides onto the Nintendo Switch 2 in November. Today, Nintendo offered a luxurious 45 minutes devoted to its cutest pink blob, who, when you think about it, is really an eldritch horror of incalculable power. Here are the highlights from the Kirby Air Riders Direct. Before even getting into the action of Air Riders, we were greeted with a smiling but tired sigh from director and Kirby's dad, Masahiro Sakurai. He explained that he was approached to lead Air Riders while he was working on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate DLC, and that the new Kirby is a collaboration between his studio Sora and Bandai Namco. Kirby Air Riders takes... one of these days, when I get some more subscribers and I'm able to pay for it, I'll get YouTube Premium. How about that? Where was I? Kirby Air Riders takes the original GameCube classic and modernizes it for the Switch 2. You can choose many more riders to play as, instead of just Kirby, including King Dedede, Banana Waddle Dee, and some cool looking guy I just heard of named Knuckle Joe. The game also supports up to 8 players in local wireless play or up to 16 players online. Kirby Air Riders is the first game directed by Matsuhiro Sakurai ever since Nintendo's tiredest soldier finished up work on Super Smash Bros. Ultimate. Kirby comes to save us once again in Kirby Air Riders launching on the Switch 2 November 20th. And Kirby Air Riders pre-orders have just gone live on the Nintendo eShop, confirming that the game will cost $70. That's $10 cheaper than fellow Switch 2 racer Mario Kart World. So I will admit that before this Nintendo Direct, my hype for this game was virtually zero. It was maybe like a 2 out of 10. When I saw the original trailer for this game, it was right after kind of really getting excited for Mario Kart World for my new Switch 2, and I was like, another racer? I'm not excited for another racer. I'm totally into Mario Kart World right now. But after watching this Nintendo Direct, I see that it is distinct enough from Mario Kart. And I'm intrigued. My hype level has gone from a 2 out of 10 to like a 7 out of 10, a 6 or a 7 out of 10. It looks pretty interesting, and I want to play it. I'd like to play this game. All right. Moving on to story number 2, you guys. Let's see. Keeping you moist with the completos. You gotta love it. And 8so Art says another game that was planned for Switch 1. Another game planned for Switch 1. Yeah, we're getting a lot of those, aren't we? Very interesting. Very interesting, I gotta say. All right, moving on, you guys, to story number 2. In my humble opinion, all the projects that were for Switch will now be for Switch 2. It will take a long time until we have games designed for the console. Wow, totally. I agree. I agree with you. Absolutely. It's going to be a few years before we start seeing games designed for the Switch 2. Just like it was a few years before the Switch 1 really started to gain traction and get going. But I'm happy. I've been playing Donkey Kong Bonanza. I'm really happy with that, and I'm excited for Metroid. So, all right. How does this look better? Like this or like this? Let's do it like this. Okay. Story number 2, you guys. This is coming from Blair Marnell over at GameSpot. Bioshock 4 studio laying off devs as Diablo boss takes over. Big changes are in store at Cloud Chamber after the Bioshock 4 internal review as a new boss steps in to take control. Earlier this summer, Bioshock 4 reportedly failed an internal review, which led to Cloud Chamber head Kelly Gilmore exiting the studio. Now, Cloud Chamber has been hit with layoffs as a former Diablo boss steps in to take over the studio. Bloomberg's Jason Schreier was the first to report about Cloud Chamber's layoffs. He also added that former Diablo boss Rod Ferguson will be the new studio head for Cloud Chamber. Ferguson previously took over production of Bioshock Infinite and helped guide that game to completion. Ferguson recently announced his departure from Blizzard after spending 5 years with the company. While we're excited about the foundational gameplay elements of the project, we've made the decision with studio leadership to rework certain aspects that are core to a Bioshock game, end quote, said Ismail. Ismail characterized the Cloud Chamber layoffs as an opportunity for the remaining developers to focus on this work and give the game more time in development. He also confirmed Ferguson's new role in the company and touted his track record in the industry. Quote, as head of the Bioshock franchise, Rod will lead Cloud Chamber and oversee the development of the next Bioshock game, as well as franchise extensions, including our film partnership with Netflix. End quote. Bioshock creator Ken Levine is still working on his next game, Judas, which will be published by Take-Two at some point in the future. So I'm happy that Bioshock, I'm happy that we're gonna get more Bioshock, but at the same time, do we really need more? Do we really need to continue every franchise that has had a moment of glory? You know, not every franchise needs to continue and be rebooted countless times into the future. You know, the original creator of Bioshock, Ken Levine, is moving on from this with his new franchise, Judas, which looks totally inspired by Bioshock. And in my eyes, Judas is the true successor, the true sequel to Bioshock. And that's what I'm really looking forward to, because that's from the original creator from Bioshock. This new Bioshock is the result of a company that has the rights to Bioshock, and they want to continue this franchise, even though maybe you should just let it go, because the truth is the best Bioshock was the first one, and Bioshock 2 and Bioshock Infinite. Even though I loved Bioshock Infinite, we all know that the glory days of Bioshock were with that first one. And you're gonna milk it for a fourth now? Come on, let Ken Levine move forward, and let's put our faith into Judas. All right. Moving on to story number 3, you guys. Ligma is trying to get a hold of me on Discord. I don't know if you're in here, bro, but I'm you know. So moving on to story number 3. Story number 3, you guys. Anything here in the chat? Some completos. You know I appreciate the completos. Story number 3. This is coming from Andy from Andy Robinson over at VGC. Sorry, just a second, sorry. Okay, sorry about that. Had to close out some tabs I had here. There's too many of them. So, Wukong follow-up Black Myth Zhong revealed at Gamescom. The single-player action RPG from Game Science is in early development. The game was revealed during Gamescom opening night live on Tuesday and will follow a new protagonist and once again be a single-player action RPG rooted in ancient Chinese folklore. A synopsis for the game reads, developed by Game Science, Black Myth Zhong, the second entry in the Black Myth series, was officially unveiled today with its first CG teaser trailer and simultaneously debuted during Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025. This single-player action role-playing game draws its primary creative inspiration from the famed Chinese folklore figure Zhong Q. As the project is still in early development, no in-game footage is available at this time. Black Myth Wukong was a smash hit following last year's release. According to Game Science, it sold 10 million copies in the first 3 days. It also holds the record for the highest concurrent player peak ever achieved by a single player title on Steam. So I've been very intrigued by the first game, Black Myth Wukong, since the moment it was announced, but I haven't been able to play it yet. I was really disappointed when I realized that I'd have to be waiting a while to play it on Xbox. But with that being said, it is finally coming out to Xbox this month in August, and I can't wait to play it. And this CG trailer was really cool. Yeah, I can't wait to play the first one this month. Moving on to the next story, you guys. We have a game about a kick flipping train. Like this or like this? I kind of like this format. Okay. So story number 4, you guys. This is coming from Zach Sweeson over at Kotaku. The coolest thing from Gamescom opening night live was the Wild Train game. Denshattack combines Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, anime, cool music, jet set radio, and subway trains into a weird combo that I can't wait to play. Denshattack was probably the coolest game revealed during today's very long Gamescom opening night live event. But funnily enough, the wild looking trick-based anime train game wasn't actually revealed during the trailer-packed event. Instead, it debuted during opening night's live shockingly good pre-show, and I can't wait to play it when it launches next year. Yeah, they announced this during the pre-show, and I'm going to say it, the pre-show was way better than the actual show. The pre-show with Kyle Bozeman was way better. So here's the game developer. This is how the game developers, undercoders, describe Denshattack. Flip, trick, and grind your train in a fast-paced, off-the-rails ride through a colorful Japanese dystopia. Outmatch rival gangs, wreck a shady megacorp, and take back the tracks with nothing but skill, speed, and style. Hop aboard your custom gravity-defying train and embark on a hectic quest to defeat the sinister Morito Corporation alongside a vibrant pack of outcasts. According to the game's trailer on YouTube, Denshattack contains over 50 levels of complete... 50 level... According to the game's trailer on YouTube, Denshattack contains over 50 levels to complete, a full combo system, and slick beats from composer T. Lopez, who helped create the music for games like Sonic Mania and TMNT Shredder's Revenge. It also features bizarre boss fights and multiple regions of Japan to discover and explore while doing sick flips as a big train. It's never crossed my mind that I would like to control a really fast kick-flipping train, but this trailer has convinced me that I positively need to do exactly that as soon as Denshattack releases next year. Moving on to the next story, you guys. We're getting there. We got 5 stories left. Now for story number 5. This is coming from Wesley LeBlanc over at Game Informer. Valor Mortis is a first-person Souls-like from the Ghost Runner developers, and it rules. Revealed during Gamescom's opening night live showcase, Valor Mortis is set during Napoleon's 19th century conquest across a war-torn Eastern Europe. Players control a resurrected French soldier corrupted by the power of a mysterious, plague-like substance that runs through their veins. Unfortunately, that substance is key to saving humanity from the very horrors of war it creates, according to a press release. In Valor Mortis, players will embody William, a soldier in the Grande Army brought back to life from his battlefield grave. William awakens from his death to a plague-ridden Europe only to find his former allies corrupted into abominations by the Nitogoblin, an unknown substance that grants him supernatural powers but has taken over his comrades. The trailer is really cool. That's what I can say about this. The trailer caught my eye and I wanted to talk about it. Pretty cool. Moving on, you guys, to another game review. What do we got here? We got this is coming from Neil Watton. Neil Watton from the Xbox Hub. Long-awaited sci-fi horror Routine re-emerges with a let me do that again. Long-awaited sci-fi horror game Routine re-emerges with a 2025 release, coming day one to Xbox Game Pass. During Gamescom Opening Night Live 2025, publisher Raw Fury and developer Lunar Software have announced that their highly anticipated atmospheric sci-fi horror game Routine will launch in late 2025. And in a huge piece of news for subscribers, the game is also confirmed to be a day one title for Xbox Game Pass. First announced more than a decade ago, Routine captured the imagination of horror fans with its stunning retro future aesthetic and a promise of a truly immersive, terrifying experience. Routine is a first-person sci-fi horror game set on an abandoned lunar base, which is brought to life with a unique retro analog future inspired by 80s technology. You are tasked with exploring this silent, lonely outpost in search of answers as to why the entire facility has gone quiet. This game looks really cool. I was not aware that this was originally announced over a decade ago. That's pretty crazy. But I instantly was the retro future aesthetic totally caught my eye, harkening back to the original Alien. So that's how you catch my attention. All right, moving on, you guys. Story number 7. Another game reveal. Got this frog. This cool looking frog. This is coming from Steve Watts over at GameSpot. Absolum looks great in Absolum looks great in release date trailer, but more importantly, there's a frog wizard. Let's focus on what's important here: amphibious magic wielders. If there's one thing we all love in a fantasy game, it's wizards who are also animals. It's the one universal, very specific truth about gamers. So when the Gamescom opening night live pre-show debuted a new trailer featuring a wizard who is also a frog, our hearts were all aflutter. Oh, and it also revealed the game is releasing on October 9th. But focus, people. In the story trailer, we saw one of the outcasts, the recently revealed Cider, rescuing an adorable frog baby before starting to get overwhelmed by Imperial forces. Then the frog mage intervened, and boy, then the frog mage intervened, and boy, was he pissed that these armies are threatening a frog baby. Mess them up, Frogman. The trailer ended with the October release date and included the key art update with the new playable character. That brings the total revealed roster so far up to 4, and new characters keep getting added to the key art as they're revealed. That's cool. Absolum is from Dotemu, the studio behind Streets of Rage 4. It takes place in a new fantasy world, and it fuses beat 'em up action with roguelike elements to let you grow stronger after each run, making your fighters that much more capable every time. You had me at Wizard Frog. I instantly wish listed this one. Awesome. Wizard Frogs. You know I'm in on that one. 2 more stories, you guys. 2 more stories here. We got Peak in the news, you guys. This is coming from Darius Miles Jr. over at Comic Book. Peak sales skyrocket, and now it's about to pass a massive milestone. Peak continues to ascend, capturing attention and breaking records along the way. The indie gaming scene has seen plenty of breakout hits, but few have climbed as high as the accurately named indie title, Peak. This co-op climbing adventure has captured players' imaginations since its release, and now is on the verge of an extraordinary achievement that only one other game this year has been able to claim. According to the new sales data, Peak is set to surpass 10 million copies sold this week, becoming only the second indie game to do so in 2025, the other one being Repo. This milestone follows a surge in sales last week when nearly 1.8 million copies were sold in just 7 days. The boost came from a 38% discount during its ongoing Steam sale, which began on August 11th, from a game already thriving on word of mouth and a loyal player base. The timing of the discount brought in an entirely new wave of players. A big part of Peak's appeal is its accessibility. The climbing mechanics are easy to learn, and the game itself thrives off jolly cooperation. This heavy focus on collaboration for success makes it the perfect experience for groups of friends looking to have some fun. As the game closes in on its 10 millionth copy sold, its place as one of the standout indie stories of the year is already set in stone. Whether it climbs closer to Repo's massive 16.8 million or follows in its own trajectory, Peak has reached a rare milestone that few independent games have ever managed to achieve. I love to hear it. And as of August 19th, Jeff Keighley during opening night live has announced that Peak has hit 10 million copies sold. Very cool. Very cool. Moving on, you guys, to our last story. Sadly, we have reached it. We're at our last story, you guys. And it's a good one because RuneScape is in it. I like making my last story about RuneScape every time. Maybe I'll make that a tradition. Last story is always RuneScape. All right. Story number 9, you guys. Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever. Breaks concurrent player record. More than 240,000 players are probably still you know what? Let me start this one over because I forgot to. Where did I get this story from? So this is coming from Cameron Coach over at GameSpot. Okay, sorry about that. Gotta do my due diligence. Let's go, keeping you moist. That's right, RuneScape for the win. So this is coming from Cameron Coach over at GameStop. Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever. Breaks concurrent player record. More than 240,000 players are probably still listening to fuck. Should I put like some RuneScape music under this one? Okay. Now let's do it. Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever. It breaks concurrent player fuck. Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever. Breaks concurrent player record. More than 240,000 players are probably still listening to Sea Shanty 2. Old school RuneScape is having a moment, having broken its concurrent user record on August 3rd with 241,016 players. God damn it, man. Why can't I fucking say this shit right? Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever, breaks concurrent player record. More than two. Motherfucker, man. Old school RuneScape is more popular than ever, breaks concurrent player record. More than 240,000 players are probably still listening to Sea Shanty 2. Old school RuneScape is having a moment, having broken its concurrent user record on August 3rd with 241,016 players. The 2013 MMORPG, which is free to play with an optional subscription and is based on the 2007 version of RuneScape, is proving more popular than ever. RuneScape population tracking site Misplaced Items clocked the new concurrent player peak on August 3rd with August 4th also coming close to breaking the concurrent player record. Developer Jagex confirmed on August 3rd it did, in fact, break its peak player count record, but did not offer its own data. There are a few reasons why old school RuneScape is having a surge in popularity. While the game never truly went away and has been operating since 2001, the game's recent Valor The Final Dawn update added new regions and end game content on July 23rd, boosting interest and causing players to return. Jagex will also soon add old school RuneScape's first ever new skill, Sailing, which players voted for back in 2023. An alpha version of the skill was playable for 1 week back in March. Jagex MMO is also seeing a boost from an unlikely source. Jagex's MMO is also seeing a boost from an unlikely source, the World of Warcraft content creator community. A number of WoW streamers have flocked to the old school RuneScape in recent months, citing frustration with World of Warcraft Classic seasonal servers and its frequent rollout of older expansions that essentially serve as semi-regular resets for the MMO. RuneScape, by contrast, does not invalidate gear or progression in the same way, creating a more permanent feeling of character progression. Old school RuneScape is available on PC and mobile devices. For those seeking a new MMORPG to try, RuneScape is one of the best choices out there. I love to hear this, and I love that a game, especially that it's RuneScape, I love that RuneScape is giving competition to Blizzard. I had to give Diablo a break that I still haven't come back from because I got tired of making a new character every couple of months. That is some sort of psychotic gameplay loop. That is some sort of psychotic gameplay loop that gives me no gratification of having a permanent character that I've invested in. I don't like starting a new character every couple months in Diablo. That does not feel good. I'm honestly so completely over Blizzard games, and I hope everyone sees the alternatives out there. Like RuneScape and Path of Exile are our alternatives to Diablo, and Marvel Rivals is an alternative to Overwatch. Blizzard, I've had enough of you. Let's go RuneScape. All right, you guys. That's the news for today. Hell yeah. Woo! That's the news, everybody. That is the nerdy news that you need to know. Thank you for joining me here at Finn TV 123. You know I really do appreciate it. And don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. Don't forget that if you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. If you have Amazon Prime, you have Twitch Prime. And since you have Twitch Prime, you should probably give me that subscription. Give it to me. This one-man group right here, Finn TV 123. This is Finn TV 123 signing off.